I'm Chang-Soon Choi and my colleague Sooin work together for this project, Haeundae, the resort project. It's very interesting. It's very near to the Daniel Libeskind, the Hyundai, the high-rise building, and let's talk about our building. From the project competition, Samoo architects and engineers won this project in 2009. And today, we want to share our experience, which we believe unique in certain characters. We'll talk about the skyscraper from driven by an approach reflecting inside-out strategy. This is the Haeundae beach. And here is our side, and the far away there is the marine beach, and there is the Daniel Libeskind Hyundai tower. And Haeundae has the best natural atmosphere, including several outstanding natural elements. The U-shaped seashore allows the land to gently wrap the ocean, and the towers is edgy, situating a small island. Architecture in Haeundae searches for design inspiration from rich natural setting. In 2009, the winning idea was to come up with just a single tower, and then it changed to 2 towers. Finally, it composed of 3 towers. There are several reasons to change 3, but the biggest reason was intended to secure independence of housing and reasonable FAR. At this stage, we can understand the project must be economically feasible and able to secure financing issue. After the confirmed 3-tower program, the client want to make a new consortium, including several architects and engineers. When there was an involvement of a construction company, the first phase was on hold. After a few months later, second phase has started with the reform of new architecture team. When new consortium joined with this project, several ideas has come out. Through these studies, more detailed program was developed. Two residence towers were independent, and 1 single high-rise tower that is called Landmark Tower, that is 411 meters, and that composed of the residential hotel plus the tourist hotel and the observation deck. Under the 3 towers, we have we make a podium that composed of the water park, hotel facilities, and retail. I think that we have to think about the marketing target for this one. In a lot of the project case, the policy for pre-construction housing sale is really important factor. That is the supplier and the demander case, supply need to more. So a lot of the developer want the limitation of the housing type. So that is the critical option. And then this project case, residential facility is composed of 45% of total gross floor area. This kind of the commodity is very critical either in the success or fail to this project. So to do this, we have to think about the marketing target. After 2000, the population rate of Korea has been declined, so we were able to look needed to set up new housing concept. Also, to have a competitive element in here, we have to find a unique idea. Such an approach begins with the inside out. Uh, the first part, as you can see, this job site, this is really nice, the Haeundae beach area. So considering the location, the most powerful advantage is to make it possible to secure an ocean view from hotel facilities as well as housing unit. Ultimate priority at this stage was how each program utilized to maximize the ocean view. And this is the view standard for this site. Rather than just two dichotomic ways, such as like land side or ocean side, but we can develop the 5 different categories. Instead of just a single ocean view, we can split it 3 different types. So just a single ocean view, but we prefer more some other the land or some other sculpture. So prior number 1 is we think about the ocean plus bridge view, and the next one is ocean plus land urban view, and the third one is ocean view, and the other 2 things is mountain view and urban view. But most of the housing unit type client, all of the housing unit want to see 3 ocean area, like the ocean or ocean plus bridge or ocean plus urban view. That is kind of the critical for this project. Let's move on the floor plan study. In order to secure the panoramic view for every unit, numerous schemes we suggested. Considering the residential density, all of the unit with unobstructed view is a very challenging task. The primary factor for this stage was which idea maximized the angle from each unit. And then once setting up the unit number per each floor, design team discussed about more detailed, including construction period and the structure material. So at this moment, perimeter condition facing to outside for each unit and the structure condition is primary factor for design for decision making. And this is the vertical diagram for landscape, the landmark tower building. And next one is the how can we change the plan profile transformation. Based on the outrigger floor and the floor plane was transformed to become smaller. The transformation of each wing was a way to reduce step by step was taken to allow more panoramic view to the southern parts in upper level. The nose volume has diminished as well. At first, the 2 housing unit, the residential tower fixed shape, and then to have a similarity to the landmark tower, and we have to think about new geometric organization. Such a natural curve line effects to structure formation. The core structure moved to the end, and the follow along with the surface geometry. To create more surface to southern part, all of the southern mass occurs to be divided. This is a step. How can we change to make it similar to other residential building? And then next step is site plan. The tower placement has undergone various forms of simulation analysis and confirmation to achieve a wider perspective with more efficiency. After resolving the basic placement, we were able to decide the orientation angle for each tower. This is the final proposed massing tower and podium shape. Geometric principle that consists of 3 towers comes from symmetric curve. Based on this curve linear element, podium design has started. The natural curve from tower match well seashore line, which turned to podium morphology. The podium mass is stacked in a cascaded, which gives lots of outdoor space. There is emphasis to the southern part. There is several options. This is the final model. And then from on site, after fixing all of the tower location, our architecture team tried to maintain impartiality for residents. Convenient access to each level from seaside for the public and private access for residents was our prior to be considered. Next part, Sooin, he will explain more detailed the items.
Thank you, Chang-Soon. Next, quickly, I'd like to share our challenges. As project is really big and complex, there are lots of challenges, but I'd like to focus on major 3 challenges. The ocean view, how we achieve the maximized ocean view, and the design of the facade, and how we communicate with the nature. The maximized ocean view really requires the critical of core and shell, how we generate really nice floor plans. And in addition to for better the residential, we look at the open balcony and facade, and also the operable window is very crucial for the residents for comfortable. And then finally, the balance with the nature is essentially a relationship with the neighbor and nature. So we're going to explain about how we make the balance with the nature. The first challenge was setting up the core and shell of the residential tower. And we start with based on how many units of the residential can accommodate within the floor plan. And we started from the 4. And final floor plan, we made 6 units, the right and the bottom one. I think that's the floor plan of the residential tower. And this is closed up to go 83 floor from the 7th floor. And then the right-hand side, there's a floor plan with the 6 units. Probably people can say the most of high-rise buildings, so for tall building, the central core very efficient, and probably that's kind of norm. But our floor plan is sort of offset to maximize the length of the surface towards the outside, as you can see. So we have a numerous discussion with structure engineer and how we can efficient core and shell and finalized. And with all the buttress wall and fin wall, all these things together. Look at the our sort of 3 major units. We have a 6 unit, but left-hand side 3 unit, and the middle there is a smallest size, as you can see, and very popular for the Korean size of this kind of unit. And then top, this unit has got a sort of 360-degree panoramic view for ocean and also city view as well. And then the front, south part of the biggest unit, and has got also the open balcony in front of the towards the ocean view. And then recently, Korean sort of market, residential market, is kind of pre-sold, and total 882 units was pre-sold within one single day. So it's kind of all these units been sold. Towards to get the ocean view, we had a various of kind of simulation and also study how the view we can achieve maximum ocean view. And as you can see, there is an upstand height different, and also the top, also bridge soleil. And probably 600 millimeter upstand gives a better, a comfortable, but there's less sort of the ocean view, obstructions and so on. So we had a various kind of a study. And the next slide show we kind of also the view simulation from lower level to up to the top level. What residents might can see the ocean view. And you can see the next slide show as a sort of simulation. It goes from 9th floor. And you can see Dongbek Island, also Gwangan Bridge. So that was a true elevation, and that was really helps. We understand where this kind of unit we can design, and so on. The next, our challenge was the facade. As you probably know, the residence can be really monotone kind of facade because the repetitive model goes up. So we try to work hard how the facade can be interesting. But the Korean sort of regulation requires really restrictions of that. The solidity and also transparency should be 50% to get energy efficiency. So we try to that kind of idea and also the facade treatment. But that facade actually restrict the view. So probably similar idea. We reduced vertical solidity, but tried to give the strong horizontal lines. So as you can see, this kind of idea, and we explode. Having an open balcony in front of the seaside is a great commodity for the people. But up to 83 floor to get open balcony is really difficult task. You might have a draft, wind tunnel, all these issues, and air tightness, all these issues. So we had a really long discussions and also numerous study of how we make this kind of safer but also comfortable. And this kind of a very slit kind of tempered glass handrail, how we can survive high wind pressure. Busan is one of the probably high wind environment, and this kind of study. In also addition, this kind of cladding pressure study by our friends, BMT, also guide us the glass thickness and also structure elements and so on. Well, we have an open balcony, but to get the balcony, also we really need a good door system. And the clients and also we quite liked having a sliding door, which is also another challenge. Of course, lots of meeting and cladding consultant and so on. And we finalized, and the final mock-up will be set up by end of this year in California. And probably once built with an open balcony with a sliding door, probably one of the best quality sliding door in Korea, probably in the world. So we are quite exciting to see. And this is the kind of view the residents might appreciate when there is a go out open balcony towards the seaside. I'd like to have one of these apartments, by the way. It's been sold out, by the way. Of course, also the operable window, because I think there is a super tall building, several residents. There is a complaints about there is a people cannot open the window, and very heat gains and so on. There's problems. So we try to get open window, all the unit and all the rooms. It's very important also communicate outside when there is but also a drawback of lots of the issues, and I think we almost overcome, and wind tunnel test and also other things as well. Yeah, this is another study with our engineer helped us, John, finalizing all the claddings. Last kind of big challenges of the nature, how we communicate. The podium is length about 200 meter length, and then 7th floor height. And to design podium, it's really think about the different from the towers. because of its more kind of human scale, and we easily accessible and so on. So we made kind of sort of setback in cascade style, which quite resemblance of a Korean kind of mountainous hill kind of landscape, and works really well. Also, Podium has got probably interesting water park on top of the Podium, third floor, fourth floor. And then we have other community for some other swing facilities and so on. And also we put the sort of independent access for the Podium for easy accessibilities and so on. Also, in the Podium, we try to kind of cut off some chunk of a Podium to communicate with the ocean side and also the other side of the Chang Mountain, and that's a kind of thing. And also the idea of the nature flow of the wind and so on. And this is the right-hand side sketch, shows the Podium where people shopping and inside, people easily get outside for the Podium and to get the fresh air and also ocean view. In addition, we have lots of additional Podium elevation study, probably 20 times of this. And finally, we got the final Podium design. All of this, the effort, we will get this building in 4 years' time. This is a couple of months ago, the site view. And a year ago, the main contractor started digging out. Probably end of this month, we're going to have the pouring concrete for landmark tower foundation. And in 4 years, we will get the building finalized. And then luckily, I can see our old friends, and so MK and all the engineers worked on this project. It started from 7 years ago, and then it will be built up in year 2019. So once I have another experience in 4 years' time, I really like to see again to share with this project. And thank you very much for listening. And this is my last year. Thank you.